What's cracking, y'all? You are now watching Boo TV. Appreciate you for stopping in. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, stay notified, and let's get into the topic for today.
Recently, Jason Kidd, head coach of the Dallas Mavericks, my favorite point guard of all time, Jason Kidd, went on a radio show and had some choice words to say about his star player, Luka Doncic, in regards to his place in franchise history against Dirk Nowitzki, and also had some things to say about three other all-time greats as compared to Luka. I found this article on ESPN, and I'll read it to you right now. In fact, Kidd took it much further, then saying that Doncic has surpassed Dirk Nowitzki as the best player to ever wear a Mavericks uniform. During a Tuesday appearance on Dallas radio station 97.1 The Freaks, The Downbeat, Kidd proclaimed that Doncic, age 24, belongs in the conversation with Michael Jordan and others on the short list of the greatest players in NBA history. Quote, "He's better than Dirk," said Kidd, a Hall of Famer who was teammates with Nowitzki on the Mavs 2010-2011 championship team. "He's in the atmosphere of MJ, the best to ever do it. LeBron James, Kobe Bryant." And so, just to appreciate what this young man's doing at the age of 24, it is something that Dallas has never seen. I've said this internally. He's better than Dirk. He does things that Dirk could never do. And now is the opportunity of getting the right people around him to ultimately win a championship. I'll get to the Mike, Kobe, LeBron stuff later. Let's talk about Dirk Nowitzki. Now, when people tell me that Luka Doncic, and I shouldn't have to say this, I shouldn't have to preface my statement with this, I'm a Luka Doncic fan. Luka is one of my favorite current players right now. And in fact, when a lot of people come at me against Luka Doncic and they have valid points, I'm usually the guy in this corner taking punches in the face, trying to defend the guy. And I shouldn't have to say that. And I usually don't do this, but I'm going to just throw that out there. Now, Luka Doncic. When people say somebody's the greatest player for a franchise right now, you mean, I'm taking that very literally. As it stands today, he is the best player for that franchise that the franchise has ever seen to ever don a Dallas Mavericks jersey. So, if Luka Doncic ended his career right now, today, for whatever reason, his career ends as a Dallas Maverick, he would have a better career, a better legacy, and a better player for the Dallas Mavericks than Dirk Nowitzki. I'm sorry. No. I'm not saying he can't get there, but as it stands today, he just hasn't done enough. He doesn't have Dirk Nowitzki's track record. Dirk Nowitzki played 21 years for the Dallas Mavericks franchise. 14-time All-Star Dirk Nowitzki. NBA champion and Finals MVP Dirk Nowitzki. I'm not saying Luka can't get there someday. He very well might if he sticks around with the franchise long enough. But right now, I cannot say he's the greatest Dallas Maverick player ever. I can't. Granted, if he plays 15 to 20 years, I think Luka Doncic is great enough where I see, one or two championships at a minimum in his future. I feel like he's too great of a player where I just find it unfathomable that he wouldn't grab at least one or two championships in the Finals MVP. Like, he's just too damn good. Some players are so great where it's like his time is coming. We haven't seen it yet, but we will see what the future holds for this young man. But now is not the time. Now it hasn't happened yet. Let's see if Luka Doncic sticks around, long enough. to get a Finals MVP, to get a championship. Dirk only has one. Dirk only has one championship. One of the greatest championship runs I've ever seen. Especially going through the teams that they went through in that Western Conference and taking down the Heatles. You know? But he all he gets is one championship, one Finals MVP. Now he's already matched Dirk Nowitzki in championships. And he's probably not too far off from usurping him in many of the statistics. If Luka ended his career today, he is not the greatest Dallas Maverick ever. It would still be Dirk Nowitzki. You got to be careful what you say, Jason Kidd. But maybe he'd double down on it if he came across this video I put out. He's like, no, I said what I meant, and I meant what I said. Luka ends his career today. He's the greatest Dallas Maverick. I don't see it. Not right now. Down the line, is it probably going to happen? More than likely. But not yet. Neither of the guys play defense, so, that's a wash right there. Neither of them were defensive players. Now, let's get to the Jason Kidd trying to push Luka Doncic in the same atmosphere, the same stratosphere as Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and LeBron James. No. Absolutely not. No. I don't give a damn about all the stats and statistics you can throw at my face. Kobe didn't average as much rebounds. Mike didn't average. LeBron didn't average as much rebounds. They didn't average as much assists. This, that. I don't give a damn. You know why? Because I've watched all these guys play. And I have something called the eye test, and I can put statistics in their context and understand different areas of basketball. All right? Not all great players wanted to play like Luka Doncic, a ball monopolizer. If he doesn't if he doesn't score the point, he's going to get the assist. He's going to hold the ball. He's going to rack up a lot of numbers and statistics. Now, kudos to Luka and the players that have the ability to shoulder such a load and still make it work. Not everybody can do that. I get it. Not everybody can shoulder that load. But not all great players like to play that way because, honestly, it's not the best brand of basketball. And a lot of coaches in past eras didn't run their teams like that. They didn't. Kobe played in a triangle offense. You're not going to get a lot of assists in a triangle offense. You're not going to be holding the ball as much as a triangle offense. Same with Jordan. Now, if you want to compare LeBron James and Luka Doncic for play styles, that's a better comparison. LeBron came into the league with a similar role, though they play different, but they both hold on to the ball. They both play pretty much a point forward position. And as great as LeBron James' stats are, he's like one of the statistical gods in NBA history, especially considering his longevity, and he's still playing at a high level. Like LeBron James is going to crush many of the statistical record books. He's already doing it. He has the ball a lot, so he's going to rack up the assists. And the rebounds are going to be there. I think he should be a better rebounder, but the rebounds are going to be there. And he's still able to score. With the transition of how the NBA is played these days. How it's played these days. Luka Doncic, as a ball monopolizer, came into this era of the NBA, this version of the NBA, where offense and statistics are easier to come by than they have been of eras past. These rules that they have in place benefit the offensive player, and this was something that has been happening over the last decade because they wanted to improve the quality. So they think they're improving the quality, but they want to see high-scoring games. They want to see players with big numbers because to most casual fans, it's more appealing to watch on TV than a muck-it-up, low-scoring defensive league. So Luka Doncic came into this era of the NBA in a role where he can take advantage of all those numbers. Even though LeBron James has played a similar brand of basketball, LeBron James came in the mid-2000s. We weren't quite there yet. There was still defense being played in the first few years of LeBron James's career. and it transitioned into what we have today. So I have to take that into consideration. I do. When I see Michael Jordan, when I see Kobe Bryant, when I see LeBron James, and what I have seen from these guys, I don't think Luka Doncic right now at least belongs in the same breath of air as those three guys. He just doesn't. Not just them, other players as well. Maybe sometime down the line, absolutely. Right now, no. Hell no. And another thing, Jordan, Kobe, LeBron James, at some point of their career, for a stretch of their career, they were elite defensive players. They were elite. Luka Doncic plays one side of the ball. Luka Doncic, as much of an impact as he has, he plays one side of the ball. He is actually the complete opposite of these guys, on the opposite end of the spectrum. Luka Doncic is a liability on defense. Even LeBron James, it took him a few years before he established himself as a high-end defensive player. LeBron James really didn't assert himself defensively until about the 2008-2009 season. It's about 4 or 5 years before LeBron James became an elite defensive player. And he held it down for a handful of years. Kobe and Mike were elite defensively for a longer stretch, but all three of these guys are still far and away far superior defensive players than Luka Doncic. And defense, a lot of defense is just effort. Luka don't even put forth the effort defensively. He doesn't. He doesn't have the body or the athleticism as those three guys, especially LeBron James. So for him, it's going to be effort and high basketball IQ, defensive intangibles, for him to be a better defensive player. Because his body isn't going to allow him to do a lot of the things those guys could do. But it's going to have to be some craftiness defensively, thinking defensive basketball, and putting forth the effort. But he hasn't shown to do that yet. We'll see. We will have to see. But as of right now, no. Those guys exerted energy on both ends of the floor for a stretch of their career. He's only exerting energy on one side of the floor. Just saying. You know, those points, those assists, all that, it's a lot harder to get. You know, when you're, putting forth a lot of your energy, expending energy on the other end of the floor and not resting it up on defense. Luka's got to show me that, man. Come on. I don't like using the word two-way player. They're just two-way players. No. Defense is part of the game. Defense is part of your player profile. I'm not putting people that play defense in a different category when I talk about who's better. If you play defense, that's a +1 for you and a 0 or a -1 for somebody else. I'm just saying. Probably more than a +1 because it can be very impactful. I got to look at these things. No, he does not belong in the same breath of air as those three guys. Not right now. I'm sorry. And I love Luka, but hell no. Anyway, you guys let me know what you think about it. Do you agree with Jason Kidd? Do you disagree? What do you think about his comments? What do you think about my comments? What do you think of Luka Doncic? Is he the greatest Dallas Maverick player of all time if he ended his career today, right now? Does he right now belong in the same breath of air as Kobe, LeBron, and Michael Jordan? Y'all let me know. Appreciate y'all for stepping in. Check out our different playlists, and I catch you on the next one. We out, baby.